Two familiar teams lead the way in the Premier League as we edge closer to the international break. But guess who's number 6? It's them six-fingered freakazoids, Burnley. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time we're taking a look at match day number 4 out in the Premier League, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button, keep your bang up to date with all things Blabbing Rovers related, Premier League related, World Football related. We go all here on No One Roveski. That's right, folks, the international break is around the corner. But before then, we got some Premier League matches to bring you up to speed with. Of course, we'll look back at my predictions as well as yours to see how well you guys got on, and then we'll take a look ahead into the final game before the international break. So let's get cracking. So we are out in the Premier League now. Hopefully I got all these graphics in order. So it is El Premier Ligo. Here we go. So these are those results on the right hand side. My predictions are on the left. We're going to go through them one by one, see how well I got on, and then we'll give you my emojis, and I'll give you my little recap of what I think I got, and then we'll take a look at what you guys got. So Aston Villa took on Everton, and they got themselves a big fat W, boys and girls. 2-0 was the final score. I actually went with a 2-1 win, so not too shabby in that one. Norwich, though, slipped up against Chelsea. I actually called it a little bit. It was 3-2 final score. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Chelsea as well. Brighton, Hove, Albion up against Southampton. Brighton, Hove, Albion started okay the season anyway, but they kind of drifted off a little bit since that opening day victory. They lost 2-0. Actually went 2-0 in favour of Brighton, so I got that one wrong. Manchester United against Crystal Palace, probably the surprise of the weekend. Crystal Palace picking up a 2-1 win. I got the right amount of goals, but I thought they would all go to Manchester United, but how wrong was I? Sheffield United took on Leicester City in a bit of a thriller. 2-1 final score. Got that one bang on point, boys and girls. Obviously Sheffield Wednesday starting okay as well, or playing really good football, you know, but Leicester City look good right now, unbeaten, picking up 5 points out of possible 5 points possible 9. Watford against West Ham. It's just not getting any better for Watford. Starting the season, 3 defeats on the spin here. 3-1 loss to Watford. I actually called a 2-0 win for Watford at Vicarage Road. And the big game was Liverpool up against Arsenal at Anfield. 3-1 final score. 3-1 I called it, boys. Not too shabby, I must say. Bournemouth took on Manchester City. 3-1 final score for Bournemouth. Actually went with a 2-1 win for Manchester City, so not too shabby. And Spurs took on Newcastle. Bit of a surprise result, this one as well. 1-0 final score. Actually went 2-0 in favour of Spuds, but I got it wrong, folks. And then Wolves against them six-finger freaks. 1-1 final score. I got the right amount of goals again. 2-0 though was my final bits and pieces. As you can see, 2, 4, 5. Pretty much down the middle, but one bang on point, which is wrong. Who made these graphics? Fire them straight away, because I got the Sheffield United game wrong, and I got the Liverpool game bang on point as well. So yeah, so I'd give myself a straight face on this one. But who got a straight face out there? Who got the red face? And who got the big fat thumbs up overall? Well, let's take a little look, shall we? So this is the gradings now. I've introduced the grading system to just show you guys what you need in order to get what in my emoji system. So 0 to 3 will give you an angry looking face like this. 4 to 6 will give you a okay straight face, and then 7 or more will give you the big fat thumbs up. And of course, there is a special emoji if you do absolutely phenomenal, which we've never seen before, and that means if you get all of them right, like 10 out of 10, just the results. But if you get the actual score lines right, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'd do. But anyway, let's take a look at how you boys got on. Samuel Cook didn't do too well, I'm afraid. So big fat thumbs down for you. Andrew Walters joins him in that illustrious gang. Joe Turner, though, on the flip side, did all right himself, as did Charlie Anderson. Not too shabby. And big friend of the channel, LG and Cal, he did all right for himself as well. Old school Nathan Heaver, a.k.a. Purple Hazer, he did all right for himself in the Premier League as well. Anil Achara did all right, not too shabby. Nicholas Poltis, one to forget, I'm afraid, for him. Akram Gamers 123, he did all right for himself as well. Pop legit, not legit, I'm afraid. Big fat thumbs down for you. Kelsey Shangbangu, he did all right. And Noko Trinka 13, he did all right as well. So no big fat thumbs up, but a couple of little red faces amongst you. Simpan did okay as well, as did Billy Spencer. Cody Kehoe on the other side, no joy this week. Jaden the Gengar, regular participant in the predictions, he did all right as well. Shane Lopax, I did enjoy my holiday, so thank you very much, but we are back. Ian Malholtra, he did okay. United Lad also did okay. Luna Star, love the name. We got a dog, just called it load as well. Sports SA, he did a terrible one. He had a woeful one. Nads Ladadaz, he did pretty shitty as well. Mackers, He had a big fat thumbs up. There's not many of them, I'll tell you that now. The collector's item this week. Big fat thumbs up for Macca's. Well done to you. Des, yours, not too good. And Robert Waldron didn't do too great as well. A couple more for you. Dependra Poodle, not too shabby. Noah, nope. Dominic, some chops. Let's go back. Dominic Durham, he did all right for himself. John Kedwood, yeah, he did all right as well. Noah Heidelberg, he did okay. DNZ Canali, not great, I'm afraid. How To did all right. Laura Barker, not too shabby this week, I'm afraid. And Joseph Pye doesn't get an emoji. Let's have a quick scan, see how we got on. He got 1, 2. He got a big. He'll have a red face as well. He joins the red face gang, I'm afraid. Fire Blaster did all right. Brenda Show did all right, and James Rigby with his essay. Spent a bit of time on his comment. He did okay as well. So that is how you guys got on. And again, big thanks for those predictions. Keep them coming for the next one. I love it. I love to see what you guys think. And yeah, and I enjoy it. It's good to see. And again, in fact, the next show after this one, it will be live. Yeah, you can join in live predictions. Might make it a little bit more complicated, but yeah, we'll talk more about that in another video. Anyway, so this is the state of flux in the Premier League as it stands. Liverpool top of the pops, 100% record so far, 9 points on the board. Manchester City are in second with 7. Arsenal in third with 6, and Leicester City are in fourth with 5. Manchester United are in 5th as well. Burnley, the Freaks, are in 6th. Down the bottom there, Watford, Newcastle, and Southampton are in trouble. So far, so good. But let's take a look at the next batch of matches now. The majority of them take place on Saturday, with a couple of games on Sunday. Southampton up against Manchester United. Let me just get the old form book out here for you, boys, because I want to give you some stats as well, because we're back in the thick of things. So these guys have played a bunch of times over the years. 65 wins for Manchester United, 28 for Southampton, 32 draws amongst them. The bookmakers do have it in favour of Manchester United, 21-20 away from home, 12-5 the result for Southampton, 5-2 the draw. The form book is pretty much as you were. Manchester United are 5th in the form table, but they haven't won since opening day. Southampton on the flip side won last time out, but before that, two defeats on the spin. So yeah, I'm actually siding with Southampton. Sorry, I'm not siding with Southampton. I'm going with Manchester United on this one. 2-1 away win. Obviously, they received a bit of flack for the result against Crystal Palace. I think they'll turn it around quick time against the Saints. Chelsea up against Sheffield United. Chelsea must be licking their lips now, or at least the weight of the world has been released off of Frank Lampard after picking up a victory. They take on Sheffield United. 38 victories for Chelsea over the years. 27 for Sheffield United. 15 draws over the years. The bookmakers go in favour of Chelsea. 3-1 on. 15-2 for Sheffield United. 4-1 the draw. The form book suggests, well, I don't know, it's a bit even keel coming into this. Both teams have 4 points. Chelsea coming into it, though, on the back of 2 games unbeaten. Sheffield United on the flip side, 1-1 out of the past 2. Going to go with Chelsea as well. Not the biggest victory, not the most convincing as well. They're just getting started. 2-1 win for Chelsea for me. Crystal Palace up against Aston Villa. Crystal Palace obviously coming in the back of this from the big win against Manchester United on the weekend. Over the years, they've played each other. Ooh, what have they played? 18 victories for Villa, 11 for Crystal Palace, 14 draws over the years. The bookmakers go with Crystal Palace on this one, 11-10, 12-5 the long shot. That's Aston Villa. It's also 12-5 the draw as well. The odds, or the not the odds, or the form book. Crystal Palace 4 points so far out of a possible 9. 1 win out of the past 2 though, up against the Villa side. Also 1 win in the past 3. So they both come into this on a win. The tails will be up. But what will happen? I'm actually going with a 2-0 win for Crystal Palace at home. The tails will be up. Big win. It was a big win for them against Manchester United, and they will roll that into next week. Also, let you know that there are Carabao Cup matches this week that could affect these predictions and the odds. So take it with a pinch of salt. I'm just not predicting those. I'm going straight for the heart of the matter, and that is the Premier League. Leicester City start the season pretty good form, up against Bournemouth now. Over the years they've played each other. How many times? Well, not that much. 17 in all. 5 wins for Bournemouth, 7 for Leicester. 5 draws over the years. The bookmakers have it in favour of Leicester. 6-4 on, 4-1 for Leicester away from home. 14-5 the draw. The form book suggests an unbeaten Leicester look good. Unbeaten in 3 games, but only 1 win in those 3. Up against a Bournemouth side who's sitting 11th spot. Again, 1 win in 3 as well, but they did come into this on the back of a defeat. I'm going to go with a 3-1 home win spanking for Leicester City to get them, so that could potentially put them into 2nd spot, depending on what goes on elsewhere. And the next is a big key factor, and that is Manchester City up against Brighton, Hove, Albion. Now, obviously, you would back Manchester City heavily, I suspect. Do I go with it? Well, I'll tell you now. Over the years, they only played each other, 22 times over the years. 5 wins for Brighton, 13 for Manchester City, 4 draws over the years. The bookmakers have it 12-1 on for Man City at home, 25-1 the long shot for Brighton, 9-1 the draw. Form book coming into this, Brighton start the season well, but have not won a game in 2. As for Manchester City, 2 wins out of 3. They do come into this. I think it must be 2 home wins on the spin for them. Let me just quickly check that out. Tell a lie. Manchester City's home form 1-1. They've only played the one at home and they drew it. That must have been against Spurs. So, yeah, they come into this, but I do expect Manchester City to put up a bit of a barnstormer. 4-0 in the end, goals galore, and that could put the pressure on Liverpool as they take on the Freaks later on in the weekend. Newcastle United take on Watford. Obviously, Newcastle coming into this on the back of that win over Spuds. Over the years, they played each other how many times? What are you off? 16 wins for Newcastle, 15 for Watford, 14 draws over the years. The bookmakers go in favour of... they go in favour of Watford here. 29 to... No, they don't. 29-20. Newcastle home victory. 19-10, the away victory. These two teams obviously struggling at the foot of the table. Newcastle do have that win, though. What else have I got here? 11-5, the draw. So they both come into this in the relegation zone as it stands. It is the early doors. No wins. And actually no points for Watford so far. Newcastle come into this though on the back of that victory against Spurs, and they'll make it. They'll get another point here up against Watford. Too close to call here. Going to go with a 1-1 draw. West Ham United up against Norwich City. Another difficult game to call. Both come into this. Where are they in the table? Norwich in 17th. West Ham are in 14th. We'll break that down in just a second. Quick look at the form book over the years between the two sides. West Ham against Norwich. 22 victories for the Canaries. 28 victories for West Ham away from whatever. 22 draws as well. The bookmakers have it in favour of West Ham. 10-11 the home victory. 14-5 for Norwich away from home. 13-5 the draw. Break down their form a little bit going into this. West Ham winning, unbeaten in 2. Norwich on the flip side winning 1 out of the past 2 games as well. Only 1 point separates the two sides in the table. So I am actually playing a difficult one to go. I'm going to go with the West Ham win. Obviously they have the players, they have the manager. They should be doing all right. I expect them to be knocking on top 10, top 8 once the season gets into full flux. Burnley, the Freaks, up against Liverpool, the champions of Europe. Liverpool coming to this top of the pops. Burnley doing all right for themselves. 4 points out of a possible 9. That puts them into 6th on goal difference. Over the years, they've played each other. 37 victories for Burnley, 55 victories for Liverpool, 28 draws over the years. The bookmakers, despite it being at Turdmore, 3-10 on for Liverpool away from home. 9-1 Burnley at home. Some money in that. 17-4 the draw. Take a look at them. Obviously, Liverpool 100% so far. They have conceded 3 goals thus far. Burnley also have conceded 3. They only won the first game, mind you, but they did pick a draw against Wolves last time out. Going to go with a away win. Not the easiest of victories. 3-1 for Liverpool, but I'll take on 3 points, and that should put them at top of the pops into the international break. Everton against Wolves. Now this one's a big juicy one here. The form book of the year: 60 victories for Everton, 45 for Wolves, 27 the draw. They've played each other a whole host of time over the years. This game does take place on September the 1st, which is a Sunday. The form book on the table: Wolves come into this in 15th spot, drawing every one of the games so far. Everton on the flip side losing their last game, which was Villa, that's right. We did cover it earlier. But before that, they were unbeaten in the first 2 games of the season. So, did I go for the odds on this one? The odds on this one are 11-10 Everton, 5-2 Wolves. Obviously, they got European aspirations going on. That fate will be determined prior to this game. And the draw is 23-10. Going the 2-0 win for Everton at home. Goodison Park. And wrapping it up, it's the London Derby. Arsenal against Spuds, who've started off the season in a bit woeful form. The record over the years: 82 victories for Arsenal, 64 wins for Spurs, 52 draws over the years. The bookmakers have this: 11-8 for Arsenal, 9-5 Tottenham, 5-2 the draw. Arsenal coming into this in 3rd, 1 defeat on their record. That was against Liverpool last time out. Spurs also 1 defeat on their record against Newcastle at home. So, yeah, there's some concerning factors going on around Tottenham at the minute. Maybe a bit of a beefcake scenario going on around the grounds, but that's something for someone else to talk about, not me. I'm actually going to go with a goals galore in this one in favour of Arsenal. 3-2 victory, 5 in it. Let's hope it is, because that would be an absolute belter. Now, if those games right here end up the way they are, this is what the table will look like at the end of match day 4, going into the international break. It will be Liverpool top of the pops, City in second spot, Arsenal in third, and Leicester City will be in fourth, with Manchester United breathing down the necks in fifth spot. Down the bottom it will be Watford, Southampton, and Aston Villa going down, boys and girls. Make sure you get your predictions in your comment section down below so we can take a look at what you think will happen next or this weekend. So yeah, we'll review them in the live show. That's right, folks. So I got yes, starting in September we will be going live with Premier League, Championship and Champions League matches just like this. It's a show like this, but it'll be live on YouTube. I think we're shooting for Tuesdays on the channel. I will try and finalize those dates and stuff, and I'll let you all know one way or another on the channel when we'll be going live, so you can try and participate and join in with me. I know a lot of you guys are out in European time, so I'm in US time, so I'm going to try and juggle that a little bit. I did do some live shows over the summer, which didn't really represent much time for viewing time for you guys, so I'll have to bear that into consideration. Also, let you know I'll be going live also in September onwards throughout the rest of the season, fingers crossed, unless travel comes in to flux. Yeah, watching Blackburn overseas, live watch-alongs also give you score updates of what else is going on around the grounds. Kind of like a Soccer Saturday, but with just me, with data. There'll be a whole shit ton load of data behind me, so you can kind of keep up to date with going on. It won't be just my ugly face. There will be plenty to see and do, and we can talk about all sorts of stuff. So I'm up for ideas of discussion, whether it's cooking recipes, whatever you got in your locker, let me know. And I think that's all I've got for you. Yeah, boys and girls, that is it for match day number 4. We'll go again for match day number 5 live on the channel, boys and girls. Probably a Tuesday. Yeah, put it down in your calendar. Make sure you join me, and you can either put your comments in or your predictions in the comment section like you've been doing for the past 4 weeks, or you can predict live right here, right now. I've got to kind of go roll with the flow. I think the length of the show will be considerably longer. We're probably knocking on a 30-minute show, depending on how much participation will go on. So I've got to bear that in mind as well. So anyway, that is it. I do enjoy these, and hopefully you guys enjoy it too. Make sure you give me your predictions in the comment section down below. And we go again. Will Liverpool remain top of the pops? Will Manchester City keep up the pressure? What about Tottenham? Can they get their flux back against their bitter rivals, Arsenal? We'll take a look at all of that when we come back live in a couple of weeks. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.